Hi everybody, this is Judy at Judy in the Kitchen. This is part 2 of my quick tips and ideas when using basil. If you haven't seen part 1, I'll have a link to that video below for you. Are you looking for something different to do with basil? Well, basil not only pairs well with strawberries, which is something a lot of people will do, but it also pairs up with watermelon, oranges, mangoes, lemons, and limes. Just think about all that combination and you could create quite a fruit salad with some basil adorning that. Try a healthful smoothie by blending together some kale or spinach, banana, strawberries, basil leaves, the milk of your choice, throw in some chia seeds and a few dates for sweetener. Sounds good to me. Basil and mint are in the same plant family, so each can be added to recipes calling for the other. So for instance, if a recipe calls for basil, you can add a little mint in there for a slightly different flavor dimension. If the recipe calls for mint, you can add some basil in there to add a little bit of depth and a little bit of spiciness to the recipe as well. Adding basil to a fruit salad that calls for mint would be a delicious flavor enhancement. If you want to try something a little different with your green salad, add some fresh basil leaves on there. It adds a sweet, mildly spicy addition to your flavor. That's something that I've done quite a bit, and it's really very delicious that way. Now, some people will pair up basil with peanuts, but you can also pair it up with peanut butter. Some people will actually add fresh basil leaves to a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Imagine that, but it sounds actually good. So you can use some basil in with any recipe that calls for peanuts or peanut butter. When you're adding fresh herbs to a cold dish, it's helpful if you add them a few hours in advance, and that gives time for the flavors to develop and blend together and for the fresh herb to really infuse those other foods in your cold dish. So try that with basil sometime. It's known that basil, oregano, and thyme work well together for an Italian flair. So if you want to give some foods an Italian flavor, throw together a combo of basil and oregano and thyme. When you're in doubt about how to flavor a dish, remember that basil and lemon always go well together. Add in a little bit of garlic and onion for a savory flair, but there you've got a real tip that can help you out with if you're in a flavoring dilemma. It's also known that basil goes well with broccoli, and the sweetness of the basil can help to balance out that strong sulfury flavor of broccoli. So for a quick side dish, you could simply saute some broccoli and some basil together at the end of the basil and drizzle with a little lemon, and you're done, and you've got an interesting new broccoli dish. How about a summer salad with strawberries, avocado, and basil? Basil is also known to complement the flavor of blueberries, so you could also add a little bit of basil to a blueberry crumble dessert or a blueberry crisp, something like that. Try that for something different. Well, I do hope this helps. This is Judy at Judy in the Kitchen. Bye for now.